Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 61 of What's Your Game? The idea of the space is to introduce people to new games. I am the host, Gaspode. I create content on any platform where I think people will be able to find games. And we have been running now for 61 episodes, which means we have quite a lot of games that we've already spoken to. So to get us started for the week, we'll see what everyone has been up to this week. And I think it has been quite busy. So hopefully we will have lots of juicy updates. If you are wanting to keep up to date with the games that we have had on and guests, I will be pinning to at the top a list which has all of the projects that we've talked to on. As well as that, if you want to ask any questions of the project today, if you put your hand up, we'll get you up as a speaker. Alternatively, in the bottom right hand corner, you will see a speak bubble. If you post your question there, I will read it now for you. Posted that list to the top there. So, what have people been up to this week from the cohort of people that we've spoken to previously? Jump in now. So, we're still seeing a lot of Pirate Nation stuff coming out. It has been a really busy time for them right now. So, I am not surprised that we're seeing loads of stuff coming through from that. So, they are doing all sorts of collabs with different NFT projects. So make sure to keep an eye out on their Twitter and see if any of the NFT projects that they've collabed with are ones you're holding for, and they're getting as many people as they can into the game. Then another one that we've been seeing quite a lot of is Big Time. So they sponsored the last three spaces before this one, and they have just released their new pack today. So for anyone interested in getting involved in Big Time, that is going on right now. There are streams going on which are giving people access. I think I can probably give access, but recently my ambassador code um, had been broken, so I'm not able to give access now. But you'll be able to find plenty of other people across the Twitterverse who have access to the and then a final update, which we'll go for, is Bullyverse. They have been on my timeline quite a bit this week. There seems to be quite a sizable amount going on with it. That was a kind of zombie shooter, but the zombies are bears, and you were a bull, and you have to try and kill the zombies as you go through. Last we saw, they've added multiplayer, and they are also adding in additional tournaments and stuff. So definitely worth. One thing I would suggest is for everyone who is interested in hearing more about new games, you should definitely be signing up to my newsletter, which is also pinned to the top of the space. Every week that comes out on Sunday, it includes a summary of today's interview, a summary of the game changes interviews I do, where I talk to people building games, as well as some thoughts on the space and some quick reviews of games I've been. But that is it for the quick wrap up. There's also a Discord on the website, so you can if you want to get involved in the Discord. We have some chats in there, and I do share game accesses as well. But now we will move over to our game of the night, what everyone's been waiting for. So I'm going to call you Goldentides, even though we can see what your name is. But who are you, and what's your game?
Well, I'm Mason Richmond, but my screen name's Meso Rich, and I'm the co-founder of Psychedelic Games, and the game that we're making is Goldentides. I see the title of the Twitter Spaces has the names, but I think Goldentides is spelled wrong. But for those who are interested, I did put it in the comments.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
That's okay.
Let me double check.
We're all human in the end.
Hang on. It's looking right to me.
On my screen, it says Olden Tides.
Oh, sometimes it moves the app for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure about why it does that.
Well,
That's
I
inconvenient.
make sure that the people, because I didn't join with the studio Discord, I just joined with my personal, but it is at Goldentides _GG, and that is the project we are talking about today. And in the comment section, I did post a video for you guys to just check out so you guys can get a visual of what we are talking about.
And I've also pinned some other bits from the main account to the top, so just to make sure you do get the right one.
Cool.
So, just a quick rundown of, as a player, what I will be experiencing in Goldentides.
So, Goldentides is a completely open world 3D game, and it's going to be esports oriented. It's a battle royale MOBA. And how I like to describe it to people is that it's a top down view like League of Legends, but the controls are similar to Overwatch, the moves are similar to World of Warcraft, and the pacing of the game is similar to Fortnite because of that battle royale aspect. However, it's not a battle royale where you aim to kill your opponents. It's a battle royale where you aim to race them to the treasure. And you have to do quests in order to get clues to get closer to that final treasure. But the quests are always given to two teams at one time, so you'll always interact with another team who's trying to do the same quest as you, and you have to beat them while doing the quest. And that's kind of how the game will play out, and it's 4 quests to get to the final treasure, and whoever gets there first and extracts the treasure gets to keep its contents.
And you mentioned a few different games that kind of influence it slightly, but just one thing to think of, because they all have slightly different lengths. How long do you see a game session lasting?
So we are still alpha testing, and we haven't put the questing system in the game yet. But the goal is to have about 40 minutes for a session.
And is it solo, or is it, I think you mentioned teams, and what are the team kind of builds
Yeah,
like?
it's a team game for sure. Most similar to Overwatch in that aspect of how you would play. Um, it's teams of 4, and 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS is like the setup. But as of now, it's kind of just an open, free range play any character. But the teams that find the best balance will definitely, um, take advantages. Obviously, if you don't have a healer, disadvantage, right? But yeah, it's designed. The game is designed to be played in teams of 4.
And with the idea of those different roles, is it just there is a tank, or is there going to be various tanks that you could pick from to kind of expand the play style?
Will you repeat that for me?
So you mentioned that you'd need, say, a tank. Is there going to be a single tank, or could I pick a couple of different tanks just to match my playstyle?
So when the game launches, we're gonna have 12 characters, and of those 12 characters, 3 of them will be tanks, 3 of them will be healers, and 6 of them will be DPS. Now, there are some DPS who are lean towards tanky, and there are some DPS that lean towards like rogue, where they're low health but high damage. We've kind of created lots of different things that influenced by those other games I mentioned to create like this balanced world.
So you're saying it's going to be like League of Legends, I would say, like you got Master Yi, who's more of an assassin. Then you got Leandra, who's more like a mage caster, high burst damage, low health. Or you got like Garen, who's like a bruiser or a tank, or like Darius, who's a tank or a high DPS.
Yeah, I mean the idea is to constantly add heroes, and similar to the way League and Overwatch have done. And like balance it out throughout, like and like cater to everyone's gameplay, like their styles that they like.
Right on.
Lovely.
Is there going to be? Sorry, Gaspard. I just wanted to ask one quick question. So is there going to be like ship to ship combat as well?
Oh, definitely. So ships are like their own heroes. And when you're on a ship, there's 3, no, actually 4 locations you can interact with. The helm is the captain, and the captain obviously controls where the ship goes, and there's a boost factor for the captain. So you have a limited boost like sprint you can use to get away from people or to catch up to people. And then you have to navigate obstacles on the sea. So there might be like spirit wind, where you can hit the spirit wind to gain speed to catch up to somebody, or like other things that are going on. Um, Ships have a cannon, like a mortar in the back, and that mortar can drop bombs off the back. So if someone's trailing you closely, you can slow them down by dropping bombs. In the front, we have like a harpoon grappling hook, and you can shoot that to grab on and pull ships towards you. So if they're getting away, you can hook them. And we encourage like ship to ship combat and boarding each other, as well as on the side we have cannons, just standard pirate cannons, but you can also launch a shield, a 1 second magic shield that protects you from other people's cannons, and you have to time that properly, as well as additional harpoons to to help you board. um, you can get people down to 20% of their ship health, and then you have to board them to get to destroy the mast on the ship for the last 20%. And when you sink a team, that's how you eliminate them completely from the game. Otherwise, you respawn on your ship until your ship is destroyed.
And when you describe the ships as kind of their own hero, is there going to be a selection of ships, or is everyone's ship the same?
So the ships, they're all balanced the same, like they all have the same moves, but that's actually one of our NFTs, is the skins for the ships. So we're currently in the process of designing all of these, and like one of the cool things will be is like everyone can collect the ones that they like the most and kind of create their identity. There will be aspects of the ships that over time we allow you to change into pieces, so you could have cool, like you can make your cannons look cooler and like whatever and upgrade it. But to start, we are just doing NFT skins of ships. I can actually share one of my favorites with you guys right now. I'm going to put that in the comments so you guys can see. We have a shark character in the game. I'm one of his skins and his ship. I'm going to just drop that. I don't know if you can see that, Gaspode. I just posted it. This is what the ships will look like when they're NFTs.
Where did you say you put that? Sorry, and I'll just finish.
Just in the comment section of this spaces.
Okay. Oh, Twitter's doing you dirty. Have you hidden in replies? Oh, I like that with the shark on the front. And just, I'm assuming that right now, because it's kind of early access, you kind of need to come with your team. But are you picturing it's going to be matchmaking, or do you think it will always need to be kind of pre-prepared teams?
No, we're building the obviously the back end server stuff is always very complicated. We're building it so that if you're just one person, you'll join a team and it'll put you in a squad of 4. Obviously, you can create your own group of 4 in the lobby and join that way. People love playing with their friends. That's kind of what these types of games are all about. um, you know, Fortnite has always been something fun where 4 people join a group and you just run around and like do whatever. And this is similar in the way where you create a group of 4 with your buddies and just like hang out.
No, I think that sounds really cool. And you mentioned just before we started about the literal buried treasure. Now, how's that
Mm-hmm.
going to?
One of the lucky things about our mechanic, well, not lucky, but the whole reason why we chose pirates in the first place was that we thought treasure was such a unique like thing for Web3. It's like it's a game mechanic that actually changes the way you play. When the item in game actually has some sort of value. So putting like our local token or whatever currency that we have like available, it also creates a marketing tool. So like it'd be like, oh, Coinbase donated 1 Bitcoin. It's being buried in the game for you guys to find. It's another platform for the game to create like marketing and revenue. So yeah, the treasure is such a cool aspect of our game. The whole the whole premise is based around finding real treasure, and that's kind of like, what's different about this in terms of Web3 and compared to Web2.
I like the idea of searching for real treasure. Uh,
The
question does
pirate experience has never been done before like this.
the question that does come to my mind with that though is, how do you make it so that's sustainable? And do I have to kind of pay an entry fee to be playing as part of that sustainability?
So we're gonna have free servers, and the free servers will be like our local currency on like a small scale. So like you can earn enough to just like have fun, and if you play a long enough time, you'll earn enough to buy skins and NFTs and participate in that gamer economy. But the free servers are meant for you guys, for people just to have fun. And then later on, after the game has been more developed, we're going to be introducing like servers where you do have to pay some entry fee to play, but that entry fee will actually go towards the in-game prize pools, and then those prize pools will be for questing and for that final treasure. And then additionally, we'll have sponsored servers, like I mentioned, the marketing. And like, this is a Coinbase server, and there's up to 1 Bitcoin buried in here, and it's brought to you by Coinbase. So there's 3 different types of servers that we will look to do. But just to start the game off, we're just focusing on those free servers where we care more about having a fun game that's accessible by everybody than all those other things. It's just more important to worry about the gamers and then worry about everything else later.
And then in terms of that one, do you see people potentially having their own kind of community service for it?
Um, like making guilds who can sail together to find treasure.
Something like that, or say hosting their own tournaments on their own server kind of side of
Oh,
things. So stuff in, say you've got an NFT community guild that doesn't have a game, and they suddenly fall in love with it, so they do like I'm in Lizards, do a Lizards server and stuff.
yeah. I mean, we're not opposed to that. I think we still have 6 months of production on the game left, and I think adding additional servers for like communities to use, if we get organized with that community, it's something that we would be open to doing. But as of now, it's not a focus. We're more focused on making sure that the game is so fun that people actually want to play.
No, I think that makes sense to kind of get it up and running first before doing any of those bits. And you keep teasing kind of what stage we're at the moment, but how long is it being developed? What stage are we in now? What kind of should be people looking out for in the near future for in terms of play?
Yeah. So right now we are alpha testing, and what I've been doing is inviting communities to come and test the game and leave feedback, and I've been giving them an exclusive NFT for participating. Um, we have about 6 months of production left to get to our open beta. And at that point in time, we're going to start selling NFTs. And one of the cool things about our project is we've never sold NFTs or a token. We always said that it's like it was scammy. Even before scams were like broadly known, we were like, it's kind of weird to like sell before you even have the product. And I've always been like a traditional business model guy. So I was like, let's just go raise an angel round and like build like an actual product that fits this Web3 space. So about 2 years ago, we started the game, and we've gotten pretty far. And I'm excited that, to say that we've never taken any retail investment money from, NFT purchases. And when we do launch our NFT collections, they'll be super fresh.
And how are the NFTs? What's the first NFT launch, and kind of how are they going to play out in game?
So the first NFT launch will be character skins, and the character skins will be like a Genesis collection. There'll probably be 1,000 of each skin, so like low supply per skin, and there'll be 4 skins per character. So we'll be looking at 4,000 skins per character with 12 characters. So it's a lot of NFTs, but they're all individually unique. And these will be Genesis NFTs that give you like perks outside of the game, like in the community, like additional whitelist spots for future drops. Like when we drop the ship skins will be the next drop. Then we'll be doing pets and hats and mounts. So basically, these cosmetics will be the first generation of NFTs that we start to roll out. Eventually, we'll be offering battle NFTs, and battle NFTs are like give your character one extra move to just kind of shift the tides of battle. Not in like a pay to win type of way, because there'll be like high cooldown and low effect, but just enough to like help you maybe win one moment. So like battle MTs also drop when your ship is sunk and the team that sank your ship gets them. So it kind of creates this like another pirate aspect of trying to steal stuff from each other. There's so many things we have to do to get to these points, but that's kind of the progression. It'll be cosmetics first because it's like I don't want to do something that people aren't used to, and people are already used to buying cosmetics. Like Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch. That's kind of um, the focus of all of them.
Yeah, I think that's some kind of great points on it. And just before I dive into a few more questions about it, just reading the comments that we've got under the space, Maddox has said that you are an all-round genius and wonderful person. Goldentides is a banger in capital letters on so many levels. So excited to see what the team have put together. So thanks for that support there, Maddox.
Wow. I that's just so nice. I'm gonna follow him back right now.
And kind of, I like the idea of doing cosmetics first, so it doesn't kind of impact on the gameplay. And I think,
Yeah, we don't want to have that pay to win aspect either. We're just so focused on making like it fun.
and I think that's where what you were describing is kind of for one moment is a way that kind of monetization can come into it without it becoming pay to win, because you can the person who's not paid needs to have a good chance of winning still, and then people won't be particularly put out by any advantage that they may be able to pay for. So I think the high cooldowns, low effect, but just enough is a really good way of doing it. And I think doing it later is good because right now most of your balancing will be hypothetical, and it's only when you get loads of people involved that you're really going to get that feedback. Um, and you mentioned that you are having people come in and test it out and give them feedback.
Yeah.
How that feedback going? What are they coming up with? And how are you finding that whole cycle of getting the community feedback and using it?
So what we've been doing is it's so easy to like overlook some small things that we like, hey, I know someone's gonna fix this because it's obvious, but like when we've done the testing, people kind of give us this quality of life type of feedback that like helps us like immediately impact the game development. So we've been collecting this feedback and implementing it quickly. Um, and it just makes the gaming experience like totally better for them the next time they come back and then they engage with us like so much more. They feel heard and they feel like they're helping develop the game and pushing it forward in the right way. So I can only I can say it just makes them feel like they're part of this building family, and that's kind of what like the decentralization is all about anyway, is making it feel like you have a say in the games that you like to play. And we're just so focused on listening to the community and making sure that um, everything that they want in the game, or at least to a degree, is in there.
And what has the feedback like? So we've seen some feedback in the bottom there of Maddox saying it's a banger, but what's the general feeling coming out like?
It's not necessarily what people say, because the feedback that I get is always people being like, I wish I could do this, I wish this, but they all love the game so much that they have these opinions. Every playtest we've done is usually scheduled for 1 hour. Um, they have all run almost 2 hours, like an hour additional time than the scheduled time. So people are loving the game so much in the playtest that they stay and they keep playing. They don't stop. And That's what I like when I see that. That's how I know we're heading in the right direction. And I like the more time people are investing in the game, that's what I really care about. Like, the feedback that they write up is super helpful. It helps us develop more. We fix the little things, but the fact that they played 2 to 3 hours without stopping, that's the real feedback for me.
Yeah, I think that's a great sign if people are kind of constantly jumping into it. And what is kind of the next things that we can be expecting from Goldentides in the next kind of month to 3 months?
Um, in the next 3 months, we're going to be looking to go to beta. Um,
And how do people get involved in the going to beta?
just join our Discord, the Goldentides Discord. You can participate now in the alpha. You can, if you stick around there, you'll definitely get beta access. We are trying to engage with everybody who wants to engage. Just whoever wants to show up, we're ready to take you guys, and it only helps us if you love the game. And we're here to listen to the community and make the best game. We are so interested in having Web3 become the normal for all games that we know that it takes everybody to get there.
So you heard that. Make sure you're following and joining the community so you can get involved in that beta as well. And then there was something else that you mentioned I wanted to into the moment. It's just fallen outside of my head. Oh, you mentioned about kind of competitive in esports. How are you planning on facilitating kind of esports with streaming and kind of content creation?
At this time, it's unfortunately a low priority to like be building out that type of campaign, but we'll be doing like creator competitions, like Zeely and One Can and Click, all these quest type things. We'll probably look to use them to do quests, and we'll probably look to raise money in the future for larger marketing, which would include doing prize pools for streamer tournaments in the game, things like that. So it's about, a mutual support between content creators and the game. And like, I just want to get the game ready for them first, so then I can create these awesome, fun experiences that are centered around the game.
And just a bit more forward looking, what is a point for the game that you're kind of really excited for and really looking forward to people getting to experience?
Um, for me, it's the questing system. I have been working on this questing system, and it is so unique because of the tournament style questing where it's two people doing one quest and going down the line until there's only 4 teams left and they all get this final treasure map. I am going to use this questing system to create a gaming experience that people have never had before, a totally new genre. It's kind of like a quest racing um, type of battle royale. So for me, the most exciting thing is it's not in the game yet. It's this totally new way to play, and I'm excited to eventually add that and roll it out.
No, that sounds really exciting. For anyone in the audience, if you do have any questions, feel free to request to come up, and I'll check the note comments as well to see if anyone's added any bits. Sorry, see where we are. This man need a gold Olympic medal, building the right way. So that is some more support from Jorge. So yeah, getting a lot of love in the comments today.
Yeah, well, I think Jorge is probably acknowledging the fact that, again, we didn't take any money for NFTs and we built the game first and then we plan to sell later. It's just traditional business models. I'm nothing special. I'm just a classic person, and I know that I don't want to spend money on something that doesn't exist yet. So my assumption is that's what he meant. But thank you, Jorge, for the beautiful comment, and I followed you back.
So that is all of those comments on that Is there any final words on the game that we haven't covered yet?
I mean, we got a really good, overview of it. I've gotten good at like pitching and describing the game in short amounts because I've done this so many times. And Gaspode, I've actually been a fan of yours for a while. I know I've been trying to talk to you for like months, but I'm super grateful to have had the opportunity to come and do your show.
I know that my Web Zero means I'm very much just a night owl when it comes to Web3, and I kept
Hmm.
missing all the bits. I know I was talking to San just before this started from Games3, and he was saying how much he really enjoyed the play test. So it's definitely making me jealous. I'll have to try and get something sorted in
Well,
the
in our
time.
Discord, we have an alpha test schedule where I show all of the communities who are testing the game and when they're testing. If you want to come join in any of those, guess what? You let me know. I'll get you the download link for the game, and I challenge you to a duel
Well, I will probably lose, but I will happily try and defend my honor in a duel for sure.
for
Sounds
sure.
good. I've been watching the video as well, and it does look really good. Just need to make sure I get some time to come and do it.
Okay.
But with that said, we've mentioned where to follow you. For those, you can follow Masso directly, but I've also pinned to the top the main account just so you are following the right one, just in case the space is coming up with the wrong one. Make sure to follow them, join their socials so you can get involved with playing as well and giving them feedback. We will be back next week with more projects. Make sure to sign up for newsletters and all that fun jazz of watchyourgame.com, game with a 3. We have a podcast with Farmer Nash from the game Goomballs coming out on Thursday to learn a bit more about that. It is a tower defense game building on Kadana, which we rarely talk about. So that's something to interest you. Make sure to go listen to that. If you missed any of the space, it will be going live on YouTube, so you can go back and listen there, or you can listen again directly in Twitter. But Massive, any final words before I close this up?
No, just again, grateful to be here. And for anybody who was listening to this AMA, if you would like to play the alpha tests with us, join our Discord, open up a ticket, and ping Kaimarai, and we would be happy to have you guys join us and play the game. At this point, we are so far in the development, and it would be a shame to not invite you guys. So again, just join the Discord, and we will get you into the next alpha test.
Yep. Well, that sounds really good. And big thank you for coming to talk to us. I know you're really busy, so I'm really grateful that you took the time. Same for everyone who's come to listen. The fact that you've taken the time, and there's so many different things you could be doing that you come to hear about the game really means a lot. And I will catch everyone next week. And remember,
Okay.
you enjoy. Cheers all.
Thank you, Gaspode.